He also said that their work on the offensive glass is going to be critical. He believes second chance points will go a long way toward deciding this game. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, you know, head coach Brad Stevens of the Celtics is coaching a much different game in the pros than we see in college. I mean, a lot of differences. But if anybody can make that transition, I really think he's certainly the guy that could. He's bright, he's hard-working, he communicates well, he's innovative, showed that innovativeness at the college level. So I think he's got all of the ingredients to become a college coach who is successful as an NBA coach.
Here's Cousins. Good. Cousins has got 8 points.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
He was all alone on that one. Anthony's got the lead up to 5 now for Brooklyn. For Boston, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime, 5 out of 11. Parker drives in. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists now in this one.
Man, a gaping hole in the defense that time, and he didn't waste any time getting through it.
That's good. 21 points for Jordan. Now here's Parker. He has 6. Davis setting the pick for Parker. Pulls up. Again, the Celtics good for 2. 1:53 left in the third quarter. The drive by Jordan. That is good. Jordan's got 23 points.
That's kind of his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the defense and finish at the rim.
Outside, George back to Parker. Davis with a screen on Wilkins. Parker's shot is off.
You see the defenders get out of his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the bucket, but not that time.
Wilkins' shot is off.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jackson, he's checked in for George. Smith comes in for Rain Man. And it's Mr. Incredible in for Tony Parker. Here's Van Leer trying to get open as Davis. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down now to just 3 in the basket from Mr. Incredible.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Martin dishes to Mourning. Into Patrick Ewing. It's stolen by Davis. It's Jackson with the drive. And the pass to Mr. Incredible. Smith outside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Cousins, and Ewing sends it back. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Rodman, and he bangs it home with one hand. Well, now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
Smith kicks to Jackson. Cousins inside. He's guarded by Ewing. Here's Jackson. No good from the low block.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
And that's it. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, we might as well call it the State Farm play of the game. This was just a marvelous piece of coordination between 2 teammates, completely in sync on the alley-oop.
On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Rodman, Damian Lillard out there with Martin. Then there's Ewing, and it's Mourning in a power forward. Mr. Incredible, the pass to Smith. Pulls up for 3. Smith missing again. Nets leading by 5. And here is Mourning. The fadeaway. Good. Mourning's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Brooklyn.
Really did a nice job recognizing the mismatch that he had and immediately cashing in with that mid-range jumper.
Jackson kicks to Cousins. Banked in off the glass.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball, getting into the paint. That's costly.
Well, and at this stage of such a tight game, I think this is when tired legs start to show. And the defense can become vulnerable in the low block.
Celtics trail by 7. Here is Mr. Incredible for the 3. Rebounded by Rodman. And now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He just couldn't resist, could he?
Celtics call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Some changes for Boston. George is checked in for Jackson. Rain Man comes in for Smith. And Tony Parker subbed in for Mr. Incredible. And a new group in for the Nets. Lucas is checked in for Ewing. Anthony comes in for Rodman. Michael Jordan, he's checked in for Kevin Martin. And Wilkins subbed in for Lillard. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Hey, guys. Well, Brad Stevens had some advice for the team over that last break. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Been a good one for Carter. He's got 8 points and 2 steals. Whether it's making the tough pass or coming up with the steal, he's been able to do it.
Well, he's had a great feel for the game today, for his teammates, for the situation, for his opponents. I mean, he knows what's going on out there.
Lucas dishes to Wilkins. Anthony, the pass to Jordan. Jordan with another miss.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second. They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And they're going to have to continue that pace, Clark, because they're down, and anytime you're losing, you've got to take advantage of every offensive opportunity you have.
Davis is checked in for Boston.
Well, going into last season, the Celtics had made 6 straight playoff appearances, 2 trips to the finals, and 1 NBA championship. But there was no question last year was the beginning of a rebuild.
Mourning against Carter. Parker outside on the wing, George. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's now 9 points here for George. Nets leading by 3.
And it's always tough for fans to swallow the word rebuild, especially when you trade away such beloved players as KG and Paul Pierce. But, you know, I think the Celtics took the prudent and sensible route. I mean, they got good return for their aging All-Stars, and they put themselves in a good position going forward. And as much as you like to sometimes look back or stay in the present, GM's job, the organization's job is to be preparing for the future. Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted, the aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
And as the Celtics go young, I guess, Steve, you could say greener than ever.
Oh, Kevin, I mean, come on, that's awful. But listen, they've acquired a ton of picks over the next 4 years, and who knows, with the Nets battling age and injury, some of those picks could turn out to be good ones. So I like what the front office has done in terms of the future.
Hey, Kevin, I liked your line. I don't care what Steve said.
I really meant it for you than him. He just jumped in.
Both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Brooklyn leading by 8. Screened by Lucas. It's Wilkins with the drive. Outside Jordan. He kicks to Carmelo. Outside Wilkins. Nets passing it around. Jordan dishes to Wilkins. Anthony kicks to Wilkins. Fires the three. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. That's 10 points for Silk.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Carter with the three. Brooklyn with the rebound.
I like the defense, guys, really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
Shot's good. Morning's got 4 this quarter.
An example right there, guys, of how even as their league grew into a big one, they never started coasting.
That's the truth. I mean, they've been in charge of this game all the way through.
And Parker, here we go. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas. What a great game for Anthony in this one. He has 14 points, and he's been delivering a healthy dose of helpers, too.
Yeah, he really is. He's always looking to make the passes. Head up, eyes up, trying to find the open teammate.
Ewing's checked in for Morning.
Well, we now know that Carmelo Anthony was battling through a torn rotator cuff and a torn labrum in the 2013 playoffs. Surgery seemed likely, and he would have missed the start of last season, but instead he went for a combination of rest and rehab, and that did the trick, and he seemed really healthy all year. I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Brooklyn.
And Clark, they really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Most definitely. They shot the ball extremely well. It's a game to be proud of.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
This is really going to be a good win. They've proven they know how to attack this team, and I think it's important to establish that against a conference opponent.
I agree, because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to see them that often.
Davis, the pass to George. He dishes it to Carter, and there's the feed to Parker. No good with the triple. Brooklyn's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Jordan kicks to Ewing. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
He really didn't give the official any choice, Kevin. Way too much body-to-body contact there. And I'll tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he didn't get hit with a flagrant 2 foul, which would be an ejection.
Yeah, he would have been out of the game if he had. And the league is doing everything it can to protect its players. And you know, Steve, I think the officials have a really good understanding here of when to issue those unnecessary contact calls. Lillard attacking. Back to Rodman with the shot. The offensive rebound. Randall banked in off the glass. And the Nets lead by 19.
Well, the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way their home team played here today.
And they shouldn't be pleased. I mean, it's a very well-deserved win, Steve. They came into this field and weren't intimidated at all. They were the aggressors.
Well, that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active, be energetic, and react as soon as the shot goes up.
Shooting for Boston.
And that one misses. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.